Good morning. Good morning. I'm losing my voice, but I will handle this fine, I think. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you today. Thank you very much for including me in this panel. First, I'm going to give you a brief overview of our programs at the University of Northern Colorado. Then I want to go on and talk with you about why we left our institutional borders, entered into the partnership that we have with our community colleges, and the rationale for that. UNC offers 2 four-year degree programs and a minor in early childhood education for students who are outside the College of Education. 1 degree spans birth through 3rd grade with licensure. The other degree is for birth through 5. Both degrees have director qualification. For those 2 degree programs, the courses for director qualification all take place at Ames or other community colleges. Originally, 8 years ago, we started this program and developed it. At that time, we had a small team of educators working together. We had 2 faculty from Ames, 3 faculty from the University of Northern Colorado. Judy and I were on that original team. Because it was a new program, we had a very unique opportunity to design a degree with coursework informed by children's development and the demographics of families in Colorado and surrounding areas. Similar to other locations nationally, many of our school-aged families live in poverty, are linguistically diverse, and a substantial number of children enter school speaking Spanish and a variety of other languages. Teachers welcome children into their classrooms each day who live in stressful environments, have PTSD, and atypical brain development. To prepare students to be successful teachers, we need to not only have all of our classrooms in a curriculum based on research, but we needed to have coursework that was integrated, meaningful, and authentic. We wanted to be very intentional designing field experience in coursework to build the skills, attitudes, and knowledge needed for new teachers to be successful with all children. The courses we decided on and implemented are on your second handout. In addition to the coursework, all students in both degree programs complete 800 hours of practicum. Each student completes practicums in the area of birth through 5 and in the area of K through 3. Because they complete a practicum in each area, we don't see any of the gaps sometimes seen when a program focuses more on K through 3 or birth through 5. The students in our program are employed in many programs within our community where they work with children and families. This gives them additional practical experiences to connect to the theory and discussion in their courses. Many students do not decide on which degree option they want until they have more experience through the program with children and know themselves much better. They decide on which age group will be a better match. At UNC, professors teach all the core early childhood classes and advise the students. We have another advisor who is the licensure in charge of the College of Ed licensing. She is very knowledgeable, and she is the one who advises our transfer students. Our community networking is very strong, and we utilize the many opportunities available for student volunteers. Volunteer sites for service learning include community agencies, working with victim violence shelters and food banks. When the program experiences are seamless, students learn how to work with others to provide a similar seamless experience for children. We could not have offered this program without our Ames partners. We did not have the resources or the expertise for the birth through 5 ages. Plus, we had no desire to offer the degrees on our own. The community colleges in our state had well-established birth through 5 programs. We wanted to work with them to accommodate and assist more students. Our partnership allows us to widen our UNC early childhood community and better assist students in their education. Universities have an important role in teacher education, and university educators need to move outside their territories and partner with other professionals. Other professionals in our communities have a unique and valuable role with children and families. We need to allow students to benefit from other professionals' teachings and strengths. If we do not collaborate outside our walls, we rob pre-service teachers and ourselves of valuable opportunities to become part of a larger community of early childhood professionals. It is then and only then that we as a community can make it work for children. One of our students, Maria, is a good example of a student learning in many early childhood communities. Maria is in my diversity class. She came from Mexico 20 years ago. She had a dream to be a teacher. She started as a janitor in the local Head Start program by her home. 7 children and about that many grandchildren later, she is just about ready to graduate. Her first classes were at Ames. She took 1 or 2 classes a semester for all of those years. She has been a tremendous role model for her children. Her children have all looked at their mother and they have begun their own educational journeys. She is a person that we think about as one of our mature students. In our classrooms, all of our students enjoy working with her, and she enjoys working with the younger students. Other students are taking classes at their local community colleges while they are attending junior and senior years in high school. We have students bringing those classes and those transfer credits straight into the University of Northern Colorado programs. I have one student that's ready to graduate. She's 19. She will go on and she will be a primary teacher in an elementary school. We all learn together as we swap stories, respect one another and who we are, and learn to be the best educators we can at this point in our lives. Our students have gone on to do many things. Many graduates still select jobs working with the birth through 5 population, which is wonderful. Many of our students that enter want to stay with that population, and they leave knowing that is still the population for them. We're trying to track now how long they stay in those positions because of the inequities of salary. A list of the positions they take is also on your handout. They go on, they get master's degrees, some of them, and they become pediatricians. They become family counselors. They become Montessori teachers with additional training. They work in home child care centers, all of these different areas with families. And of course, children's voices inspire all of us to be better. Their voices are what we hear when we pause at the end of each day. Their voices push us to improve early childhood education. I was in a primary classroom last week with one of my students. They were learning about plants. 3 little children were at a table. I went up to them and I said, "Can you tell me what you think about your student teacher?" One of the children said, "Well, she brings in lots of interesting things for us to do and we learn a lot." Another child said, "Well, we teach her a lot too. She asks us to tell her all about these plants and then we tell her the answers." And the 3rd little child looked at me and she said, "Well, you know, when she's in here, we laugh a lot. And she is nice to all the kids." These are the voices we hear. We are all teachers and learners as we engage young children in interesting, integrated instruction. Learn from one another and create environments where pre-service teachers and young children feel valued. We are all teachers and we are all learners. Thank you very much.